Hey, what's up, gang? It's been a while since I've been with you guys, so this is my first time in a while. And the reason why I say it's first time in a while because truly I have been doing the Tuesday and Thursday uh, OSHA compliance help show, and I had a little, just a bunch of part in my schedule where I just could not actually do anything. So truly, I was very grateful that I was able to do today, which is going to be the Ocean Compliance Help Show. And I am also going to include World Safety Day. So happy World Safety Day. So I'm actually, right now, as you guys are looking, I'm going to actually type it in. So you're going to see on my screen, happy World Safety Day. And I'm even going to do an asterisk for you. Boom. Right there. Happy World Safety Day. You will see it, and I'm going to scroll it too. I'm going to be even better, and let's scroll this thing. Happy World Safety Day to you. Truly, I wanted to just so briefly, get back into a live stream just to say, what does safety mean to you? So, for you that are listening to me on all the different platforms, there's literally 4 Facebook pages, 1 LinkedIn page, 2 YouTube channels, and Twitch that you can be looking at me right now. So, wherever you are, if you want to communicate with me as well, go ahead and do the chat and hit the like. I believe I could see those, like little thumbs. I could see those, but I could definitely see your writing. So you could chat in there with me. So I'm going to put my headphones in real quick just to make sure that you guys could hear me. So I am getting good audio, good deal. So I'm not going to use the headphones because I don't need it, because I don't need to hear anything else other than that. So the question, or at least the comment that I wanted for today was, what does safety mean to you? I've got a lot of different, just a bunch that safety means to me. And it has developed throughout the year. So first, safety was truly something that I thought about. I wasn't sure about, but I knew that it was rules and regulations. That was my experience with safety when I was first getting into the workforce as a young man. I did a few things. One of the things that was primarily in my mind about safety was when I was working in a warehouse for a little while, and I was actually the guy who was with the pallet jacks and riding those and racing them. I shouldn't say that, right? I should say I was raising pallet jacks now, but truly it was a woodworking cabinet manufacturer, and I was on the delivery side where basically my job was to load and unload these trucks as they're coming in and out of the warehousing, but also I later got into wastewater, which is like the field I'm in now. And the wastewater treatment field itself is just about everything is hazardous. It's crazy. And I decided to get into safety there. And when I got into safety there, then safety started to mean a lot more to me because I had to understand what safety truly was. And I knew that the process was keeping me safe somehow, some way. But the other thing that I didn't really grasp was the concept behind how people are keeping me safe, the hierarchy of safety and all that. I didn't know that time. I was just the operator. So I just knew I follow these rules and they're supposed to be thought out enough to keep me safe. And that's really how I dealt with safety at the time. So it was more peripheral than anything. But when I started becoming a safety coordinator, and my last position, I was a special, basically I worked for a special district of the state of Florida. I was plant manager of wastewater treatment plant. That was one of my hats. And then the other hat was safety and compliance officer. So I had to really learn about that. And I took my cost class at that time, which is Certificate of Occupational Safety Specialist. I got my designation. So now safety took another turn to me, and the meaning for this one started to be more personal, as into, yes, It's going to hit a Maslow need for me. It was a hierarchy of needs at that time. And at that time, it was really cool being in a safety position because you had some input and people will listen to you. You get to speak. And if you're a kind of person who loves to do any kind of speaking, safety is your gig. You get into that. So that part was a little ego stroke. So safety in that way was providing a Maslow need, and that need at that time was social. But then also the other part of being in safety and health itself is you could literally save a life. Every single day that you go to work, you can literally help to keep someone safe. Today, I actually heard bad news about a previous client of mine. It was a city worker, and the city worker, and they're still clients of mine. I still work with them from time to time, but one of their workers in the utility field had an amputation doing his work during the day, ended up with an amputation. And then not only did he had an amputation, but the amputation was so bad and the response was so slow that it ended up being a fatality. The person bled out. And I found that out today when I was doing some follow-up work with this client. And it was about a month ago. So two things struck me. One was, why did I have to hear about it through a third party when I've been working with these people in safety and health for many, many years, and it's been about a month? So in that term, it kind of messed with me there too. And then secondly, the other part was, how devastating it is, and the safety person was let go and everything else that falls into that. That really hit me with today being World Safety Day, as into the real accidents can cause this. And I know I said accident versus incident. Today's not the day. I know we'll deal with incidents and accidents and all that other stuff later. But truly what I'm trying to find out in my brain is, how can this field, which we love, and there's science and math and everything dedicated to being a safety professional, how is this also now a field where it's providing for my family, it's providing for other areas, it's even revenue for some businesses? I'm just thinking how diverse, truly diverse, when you think of the term safety and health in the workplace. So that makes it occupational safety and health. It's truly there's a microcosm in this actual field that you could see. It's a thread that runs through all organizations, which it should, but also it is something that can be a steering for organizations if they're doing it right. So therefore, the traditional sense of safety as being an output, constant output, is truly, if you think about it, an input into the organization. And then therefore it could also be given, or the thought should be, we invest in safety, and now safety in itself is going to help us build our organization. It'll be a better bet for you. So depends on how you feel about safety, if you know the truth. If you yourself want to comment on this, go ahead. Anywhere you're watching me right now, this is a live stream. As of right now, the time I have is 1:30 p.m. and it's Eastern Standard Time to me on the 28th, which is also OSHA's birthday. Happy birthday, OSHA. So what I'll do is, since I'm normally doing an OSHA compliance help show during this time, and my OSHA compliance help shows was usually Tuesday and Thursday, and I would do it at 11 a.m. However, looking at my calendar, I believe Wednesday is going to be the best single day for me to do an OSHA compliance help show like I did before. So I am going to get back into the live streaming, but I'll do the OSHA compliance help show on Wednesday. I'm just not sure about time yet. So the best way to find out would be to connect with me on LinkedIn. So you can go to linkedin.com, type in Sheldon Primus, and then go ahead, connect with me LinkedIn. If you're watching me on LinkedIn, we're already connected because that's the only way you can see me. But if you're watching this on one of the Facebook streams or even the YouTube stream, then connect with me on LinkedIn there, or you could get on the YouTube channel, which is you're going to look up Safety Consultant US, and then you can watch all the live streams there. And then the other way would be on Facebook. Just type in Safety Consultant US, and that's the term that'll get you in there. So let's talk about OSHA compliance. So before I go, I just want to make sure that, yes, I definitely am going to bring up what safety means to me. And again, if you're in the chat, go ahead and put that in as well. But let's take a quick break. And then after that, we'll talk about the actual OSHA agency, what's coming up now. There's a lot happening. So right after this message, we'll come right back to talk about OSHA compliance. Have you heard of Safety Consultant TV? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. The Safety Consultant TV is a subscription-based video on demand service that will help you learn the business of being a safety consultant at the convenience of your own home. This is where you have video lessons in a playlist format, and you will also be able to download material that is going to help you with your safety consulting business today. You could sign up for it at safetyconsultant.tv and watch it on your iPhone, your iPad, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku, and Fire TV. So go right now to safetyconsultant.tv and sign up today. Oh, forgot to take that off. Someone recognized no glasses. That's funny. Yes. I actually have no glasses on, and that's because I decided to go with the contacts again. So that's one of those things that I'm really glad that I'm wearing contacts, because it's monochromatic, and I think that's what you're saying is basically I have this eye as my near, so I read with this one, and this one is far, so I actually am seeing vision. So I'm constantly have a mixture of both, and that's the way that I'm now able to take off my glasses. See, it's the Sheldon Primus Glasses Show. So truly, that's why. So thanks for noticing, but I do like it. So let's touch you about the OSHA compliance side that I really wanted to mention today. And if you have any comments, especially if you want to know anything about OSHA right now, go ahead and let's do this thing. So for the OSHA compliance side, this is one of the things I really want to make sure that you guys are going to be aware of. OSHA's got a very, very big thing about to happen, and that is very soon. I mean, literally within days, because they just put this information in as the emergency temporary standards was just submitted to the Office of Management and Budget. So I would look to Cal OSHA's standard, and then I would also look to the new the new national emphasis program. So those two things together, that's going to be information that you're going to use to help you prepare for what's going to happen. As soon as they get the release of this emergency temporary standard, now we're going to have to go and dig into it, because OSHA already has wording that's they put out in this national emphasis program. So I got a piece of it here. One really part of it that really is kind of got my mind going, they definitely split up two categories of risk. So you have two different categories of risk for exposure to COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2, which is, the virus that causes COVID-19. I know what we mean there, but the wording that they do have here, and this is what you're going to use, or at least this is what they're going to say is exposure. So there's two major forms of exposure. One will be from a master list that was generated through OSHA, and then the other one is going to take on the form of a definition. So here's what OSHA is saying is going to be their close contact definition this close contact definition is probably going to lead to some of the citations. Oh, look at this. Mr. Allen is now saying, I am back. Look at that. I'm back. Or you're, yes, I'm black and back. Yes. Power to the people. Anyway, close contact is one of the new things that OSHA is going to come out with. So OSHA is now defining the thing that we've never really had before, is this definition of what we're calling close contact. CDC said that is going to be pretty much 2 meters is a safety factor, but 1 meter, 3 feet is going to be the definition that that CDC, which through the World Health Organization has said that's our minimum. So we've put a safety factor in there and said 6 feet. Okay, so 2 meters, we're staying away. So right now, what I'm going to read to you is OSHA's definition of close contact. A little wordy. It's a full paragraph, but this is what they had in this national emphasis program. Workers' occupational exposure to SARS-CoV-2 during the pandemic may vary from community to community. So that's good that it's an acknowledgement, first and foremost, that it's community to community. So that means that to OSHA, this could set the path, and they have wording in here, is that it's probably going to be state standard specific. So they're going to give some leeway to the states and local municipalities is how I'm already interpreting this part. So they're saying workers' exposure to SARS-CoV-2 during the pandemic may vary from community to community depending on local conditions or outbreaks. Exposure may depend on a variety of factors, including the physical environment of the workplace. That's one condition right there. The type of activity. That's 2 conditions. The health status of the worker. So that's 3 conditions. The ability of the workers to wear face coverings. That's 4. And abide by current CDC guidelines. That's 5. So these are criteria that I'm counting from this one paragraph. 5 criteria so far that are going to say this equals close contact to OSHA's definition, which will in turn equal here is how enforcement will be because you are now deemed in close contact. So those are the 5 things, but then they added the little feet thing to go with it as well. And it says, and the need for close contact within 6 feet for a total of 15 minutes. Literally, I'm timing. I'm right off here in the room with Paul. I'm over here with Jay. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's see if we could get into that 5-foot range for 15 minutes. And now, is OSHA going to get me? Is OSHA going to find me? That's exactly what's going to happen. You guys know what's coming. There's going to be workers that are going to be doing that, saying, hold on, we're not at the 15-minute mark, so it's not a violation yet. And OSHA's going to have to go ahead and prove, truly prove that you're within this time frame. And so that's within 6 feet for a total of 15 minutes or moreover a 24-hour period. And it says with people, including those who have known to have or suspected of having COVID-19, and for those infected with and able to spread, so that means asymptomatic, SARS-CoV-2 without knowing it. So they're covering symptomatic, asymptomatic, and now they're saying if you're in that World Health Organization CDC distance of 6 feet for 15 minutes or more, or over a 24-hour period, meaning not just once, but a few times over a 24-hour period with this individual, you are now going to be close contact. So this one is just truly... it's mind-boggling. It's going to be crazy. I am telling you now, my phone is going to light up. All your lawyer friends out there that litigates law for OSHA, this is going to be just litigation galore. People are not going to want to pay this. So I would say for my OSHA compliance help, and Jay, yeah, there you go. How close? Yes, 5 feet. So I guess proximity, when you're thinking about proximity, create, let's say, across the areas where OSHA has regulation. There are some towns, cities, even states that people will talk closer to you. And it's just unnerving. And they might be the ones who really would have to worry about this 6 feet rule over 15 minutes. But there's some places, truly, how are you going to get away from somebody when you're an assembly line? So you might have to now redesign this assembly line to the degree that you're going to be within 15 minutes away from the person next to you in the assembly line. So now you're doing distance and time. This now will equate to production. So how many units now do you still need to fulfill during this time period? If you're running a 24-hour cycle already of production, now you can't get any more time out of this, and you can't get any more physical bodies in this space without violating an OSHA rule. You now will have a hard production issue that is about to happen that is going to really, really cause OSHA regulation to start going against what a Supreme Court actual ruling was that says OSHA cannot be a hardship to the employer. So OSHA already has that mandate by the Supreme Court. How are they going to put these two together and regulate it is beyond me, but Cal OSHA has started, and they're about to do a revision, and Cal OSHA's had theirs for years and years, but the newer version of what Cal OSHA did is actually going to be fun to see how they regulate this. So truly, that's just a little taste of what's in this document over here. And this is the actual National Emphasis Program for COVID-19. That's what this document is. So I would tell you guys, again, I'm going to start doing this more regularly again, just because, if I'm getting Jay yelling at me saying you're back, and that's great that he's encouraging me. I think he's my man. Jay doing some encouragement. So truly, I am going to do this more. It was actually a gremlin in my computer that caused me to give up. It literally caused me to give up because I couldn't get my video to work, and I figured it out. It's a goofy hack, but I figured it out. So now I can be more regular. So see, I'm on it. So everyone, thank you so much for being part of the show. Happy Safety Day for everyone. I wanted to make it nice and quick. My regular 15 to 20 minutes is what I'm looking for. I don't want to do it anymore. If there's any more questions or comments or anything, I'm here for you. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and take off, call it a day. So next Wednesday, looks like we got a date. I don't know if we have a time yet. We might have to work on that. But before I go, here's something from a little clip from my podcast this week. So if you have not listened to the podcast, then you're going to just go to safetyconsultantpodcast.com, and here's a little clip from this week's episode. Some of the competencies that it's going to take to even answer some of these questions that they're thinking here. So I like the way that they brought that up. So it made me think of some of the qualifications that you may need. So the competencies and qualifications and skills, they're all kind of go together, So I was kind of spitballing. I don't know if I could say that one, but that's pretty much like when they freestyle rap in some of those shows that you may see, or even like the Grammy Awards or something similar to that. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of people just going freestyle with the rap, nothing written down, just coming off the top of their head. So that's basically what I did here. Just trying to think of a few needed qualifications and also some skills that you're going to need if you're going to do the consulting thing. All right. And that's really what I was doing. It's just the consultancy side, just kind of saying, what competencies do you need to have to say you are a consultant, or sure you to feel confident enough to go ahead and do this thing and being a safety consultant. So that was the topic that we're going to have today. So if you have not listened to the podcast, go ahead and do it. Please like, I don't think you can like and subscribe to podcasts. Whatever you do, just follow it or subscribe. I think you can subscribe. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I appreciate you. So thank you. And I'll see you next Wednesday for the OSHA Compliance Help Show. So go get them.